Hi guys, I promise you I don't watch much of GB News or Talk TV, as it usually consists of a bunch of gammons complaining about people trying to save the planet by responding with something about growing concrete. And if it isn't that, then they're talking about Brexit being a roaring success, but at the same time the benefits can't be found because Remainers are blocking them or something or other. Anyway, it looks like we have a voice of reason in the Brexiteer echo chamber. JJ Anisiøbi took on the gammons and got them to make fools of themselves, which isn't hard, but hats off to JJ for keeping his cool here.
If I do a list, and I have done them previously, of the positive outcomes from Brexit and the negative outcomes from Brexit, the negatives are much, much, much bigger than the positives.
I don't even think any of us can draw that.
And the problem is, no matter how much evidence you give to Brexiteers, they are going to ignore it and have the reaction.
Yeah, but that's the way this argument rolls, isn't it? That Remainers at the London School of Economics will come up with this statistic, Brexiteers will come up with statistics to say leaving was the best thing we ever did.
Yeah.
And
what statistics? What statistics do the leavers have? Anyway, I don't care about statistics, I care about data. What data do the Brexiteers have? And notice he talked here about the London School of Economics. So on the Remainer side, it's not the Remainer side, it's reality, but let's call it, for the sake of argument, the Remainer side, you have the experts. And on the Brexiteer side, on the leaver side, what have you got? But he didn't point to any experts. He didn't actually point to any data. So he has nothing. Yeah, the Remainers, damn Remainers with their experts. Us Brexiteers, you know, we use our gut. I don't know. What do they actually use as a barometer to whether everything is going well or not?
never the twain shall ever meet.
So what do? Do we just ignore statistics like this and go...
It's not a statistic, it's made up by the LSE.
Okay.
It's made up. Yeah, this is sheer desperation. Yeah, we have experts presenting data or statistics, and I'm just going to ignore them. You can ignore them if you can present something better. What are your credentials here? What data have you got to counter what they're saying? If you're going to dismiss them, you have to actually present something to dismiss them with. But he's presented nothing. He's just like, I don't like them because they're Ramoners or Remainers.
Look out the window. Look out the window. Next topic.
Yes, exactly. let's move on.
No, it's so important that we look back and you know, this poll isn't saying whether or not it was a mistake. It's saying Brexit-related issues have increased the average household spend on food.
It is claiming that.
It is claiming by £200. So what can we do moving forward? Not looking back, I accept that we're not going to be rejoining the EU anytime soon. What can we do to remove this £200 extra cost?
There's not much the UK can do. Because the UK is a third country. And Brexiteers wanted to become a third country. Now, the EU said it'd be probably a bad idea becoming a third country, but Brexiteers said, we don't care. You need us more than we need you. So shut the hell up and stop with your scaremongering and Project Fear. The only thing the UK can do is rejoin the EU and eventually rejoin the single market. That would eliminate these costs and this paperwork. But you can't change the rules if you're outside. The only people who can change the rules are the European Union here, because they're in charge. The UK is on the outside looking in and complaining.
On every family.
Well,
is it issues with the borders? Is it issues with paperwork? What can we do to solve this? It's all well and good saying...
But you're accepting this as...
Okay, they were all speaking together, but the guy in the centre said, sell food cheaper. Sell food cheaper, he says. So if businesses can't get the workers they need and they're paying whatever workers they can more, they just have to sell their food cheaper. And these guys claim to be capitalists. The cost of energy is rising. Inflation is rising. But just sell the food cheaper. That's the solution.
Is true, you see, that's the problem. I don't accept it as true.
Yes, he doesn't accept reality. He doesn't accept reality. You just dismiss reality. The reality is Brexit has not helped the UK economy. Brexit has done the opposite. There's a drop in GDP of 4%. And it's pretty much permanent until somebody decides we've had enough. This experiment was a disaster. Let's undo it. Let's go back to the EU and beg for them to let us become a member so that we can access the single market again. But unfortunately, the Conservatives are not talking about this, and the Labour Party are not talking about this. Now, maybe the Labour Party will eventually start to align more with the EU, but to get access to the single market, you have to become an EU member, and nobody's talking about that, or very few people are, but they're not in the mainstream parties. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.